Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the tactics and teams that I use to beat all of the bosses for Ultimate Clash, starting obviously with good old Metal Cooler. Now, of course, Metal Cooler is a very tough boss, largely because he can super like 8 times in a row. It's a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you. And you can just have moments where he catches you by surprise. Really, if I can put this plainly, there are going to be times where it's going to feel fake, it's going to feel annoying, and that's because it is. The goal here is to seal him, definitely. Attack lowering and stunning are all very useful. Stunning the most useful, as it prevents him from healing, but sealing and attack lowering are also very useful tools if you can combine them enough. Now, what you might have an issue with is damage, and with my extreme int team that I'm using here, ultimately that was the issue that I have. Remember, for most of Ultimate Clash I use mono teams, as I just find it easier to build with, but you can build teams however you like. Realistically though, I just built some mono teams here, and obviously the goal was to take out the boss. Now, unfortunately, the extreme int team got relatively far, got to around 80%, but then there was a bit of a drop off because of that aforementioned Cooler supering 3 times in a row, and I didn't get the seal off, and he decided to do that before I could get any stuns off, so I just instantly died the one turn I didn't have sealing up. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Of course, I do keep a backup team. I keep a USS backup team, which does do the job pretty well. For Cooler, I would suggest considering using your strongest category team, especially if that team has sealing, stunning built in, or some predetermined really strong int characters like Super Saiyan, Blue E, Vegeta. I think it's fine to just kind of do that. Now, for the rest of the bosses, it's nothing too crazy. For Yajirobe, you can just use Team Bardock, pretty straightforward. Then, obviously, after Yajirobe, we move on to General Rilldo. You can see here I used a super physical team. The majority of bosses, or pretty much all the bosses, are susceptible to sealing. It's one of your big mechanics that you can utilize, which will prevent a ton of damage occurring to you. Then, in the start of round 2, you face Nail and Pan. You can see my teams here. Again, sealing is going to be your best friend in both of these fights, but neither of them are distinctly hard. I'd say things more ramp up around stage 3. Traditionally, that's where you'll find especially new players will really struggle from stage 3 onwards, whereas stage 2 is possible, I would say, for new players eventually, once you've built up enough teams. Pan, we took out with a super strength team, a very simple one as well, with some nice free-to-play units, so it's a very nice, relatively accessible team. And the same with Cabba, quite a few free-to-plays in there. I wouldn't say it's necessarily an overtly hard team to build, very simple. Again, sealing, pretty useful here. Obviously, God Goku, great here. Caulifla, great here, because of the auto-dodging and the damage reduction. Then we move on to stage 3, where things get very different. Gohan has a countdown ability, he also has evasion, and he can hit you pretty hard and stun you with one of his supers. Here you're going to definitely need to seal and stun him first. Same with Garlic Jr. You have to make sure that you have him sealed pretty much at all times. Fortunately, Super AGL is quite strong, so it dealt with him quite convincingly, but you definitely do need to consider having those tools in your kit. The Boos both are solved by stunning. Stunning them is absolutely key because it prevents him regenerating. They regenerate a lot of health, and they both actually cause huge problems for you because they both can stun you and defense lower you and are actually just really annoying. Garlic Jr. always feels the worst out of stage 3 for me, if I'm being entirely honest, but I'd probably say that Evil Buu is a close second. Just always feels like the 2 bosses that I tend to kind of scrape through or just get by. For all of them, obviously, pick your best teams. This is just a guideline to helping you and giving you an idea of the tactics. So yeah, but that's really probably it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you need any more help, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching. And my footage dropped out for the first one, so this is a re-record.